Welcome back again. We'll continue with example number 3 on derivatives of reciprocal trig ratios. This time we're trying to find the equation of the tangent line to the function y equals cosecant 2x at the point where x equals negative pi over 8. So in order to find the equation of the tangent line, it means that we need to take care of two things. So number one, we need to find the slope of the tangent, and number two, we have to find the y-intercept. And we know that the slope of the tangent would be equal to the value of the derivative of the function, or the rate of change of the function at the point of tangency, which is, in this case, at negative pi over 8. So we also need to identify or find out what the value of b is, and we always use, or we normally start off by using the coordinates of the points at the point of tangency. So what we have in here given is the x coordinate, which is at negative pi over 8, and we can quickly figure out the y coordinate. So the y coordinate would be equal to the cosecant of double negative pi over 8. So that would be the cosecant of negative pi over 4. Now if you drew the angle negative pi over 4, you see that negative pi over 4 would be an angle in the fourth quadrant, and as you can see, it's going to be halfway the quadrant, and cosecant, which is a reciprocal of sine, would be negative here, and more precisely it will be negative root 2 over 2. That's what we have learned to memorize. And more precisely again would be equal to simply negative root of 2. So the problem now has simplified to find the equation of the tangent drawn at the point where x is negative pi over 8 and y equals negative root of 2. So it's time to find the slope. So slope is dy dx. So we are differentiating the function y, which is right here, the cosecant of 2x. So we have an outside function here, which is the cosecant, and an inside function, which is 2x. The derivative of cosecant is the function itself multiplied by cotan. You don't change the angle inside. Don't forget the minus, because, again, the derivatives of trig functions that have a prefix of co will always be negative. And then you multiply by the derivative of the inside function, which is derivative of 2x, and that is 2. So we'll measure the derivative now exactly at negative pi over 8. And as you can see, since we have 2x in the derivative, then why not just find the angle itself, 2x, which is negative pi over 4. So here we go. We have negative 2. I'm going to bring that to the front. And then we have the cosecant of negative pi over 4, cotan of negative pi over 4. So the cosecant of negative pi over 4, we actually just found the cosecant of negative pi over 4 here is negative root of 2. So that will make the slope equal to negative 2, which was the coefficient, multiplied by negative root of 2. And the cotan of negative pi over 4, again, we are in quadrant 4, cotan will be x over y, and in this quadrant, x will be positive, y negative, and we have the same value, so cotan is negative 1. So the slope of the tangent would be equal to 2 root 2 with a negative, because we have 3 negatives multiplying each other. So let's see what our equation has become. So the equation of the form y equals mx plus b, we have a lot more numbers to fill in here. So we have the slope, which is negative 2 root 2. We have the x value, which is negative pi over 8. And we have the y value, which is negative square root of 2. So plus b, which is now the only unknown in the equation of the tangent. So negative root 2 equals, these two here will simplify the 8. Let's make this in a more gentle fashion. Here we go. We have positive pi root 2 over 4. And then negative root 2 minus pi root 2 over 4 will be the value of b. And that will give the equation of the tangent as y equals negative 2 root 2x, and then minus square root 2 minus pi root 2 over 4. This will be the slope y-intercept form of the tangent line. And if we want to write this in with all the terms in the left side of the equation, then we end up with 2 root 2x plus y plus root 2 plus pi root 2 over 4. So we're going to make this fraction free, so that will make it 4 times 2. So because you see that 4 is the denominator here, the lowest common denominator, we'll multiply by 4 every term on each side, and that will give 8 root 2x plus 4y plus 4 root 2 plus pi root 2 equals 0. So I would like to call this a standard form, but remember that the standard form of a line doesn't have radical coefficients. It has only integers as coefficients, providing that the coefficient of x is always going to be natural, so positive. All right, I hope this made sense, and thank you for learning with me again. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.